Ikaruga is a name that will send many Dreamcast and GameCube owners into a nostalgic daze. Originally released on the consoles way back in 2001, Ikaruga is still widely considered to be the best shoot 'em up ever made. The genius of the gameplay lies in its polarity system. There are two types of bullets, black and white. The player's ship is able to shift between the two polarities with the press of a button. Bullets of the same polarity as your ship do not cause damage to you. In fact, they help to charge a special homing laser. In Ikaruga, enemy bullets can be your friends. Enemy ships are damaged regardless of your polarity, but receive double the damage from bullets of the opposite polarity. The gameplay is based around this balance of keeping yourself safe from enemy fire, but doing less damage, or becoming exposed and dealing out more firepower. Of course, this becomes a lot more difficult when your screen is almost completely filled with bullets of both polarities. Ikaruga is notoriously difficult, and completing the game requires huge amounts of dedication and practice. Ikaruga only features 5 levels, and it can be completed in around 20 minutes. Far from being a negative, this makes the game even more engrossing. Despite the extreme difficulty, the end is always tantalizingly near, ensuring the player never feels totally overwhelmed. The stripped-down cohesion extends to many of the game's gameplay elements. Unlike many shoot-em-ups, your main weapon cannot be upgraded or changed. There's no meta progression or level-ups, or even luck involved in Ikaruga. The only tools that will help towards completing the game are patience, good reflexes, and being able to remember the recurring patterns. Enemy waves are always the same, as are the patterns of bullets. Every playthrough I found myself learning something new, or noticed a way for a wave that previously seemed impossible. It's in the bosses that the greatest challenge is presented. Dense barrages of both polarities fill the screen with complex patterns. Some of the later bosses can initially appear totally insurmountable. Just completing the game is a hard enough task, but for the truly masochistic, there's the option to chase high scores. Points can be scored by performing combination chains, which is accomplished by destroying 3 enemies of the same polarity. The more of these sets that are dispatched in a row, the more points acquired. One of the things that makes Ikaruga so replayable is how open the game is to different approaches. Watching the gameplay of someone aiming to get a high score is completely different to someone just trying to survive to the end. In fact, it's even possible to complete the entire game without firing a single shot. The PC port of Ikaruga is respectable, if not packed with new features. For the first time, the game can be played at 1080p, with a consistent 60 frames per second. This is still a very good looking game, and the added resolution only serves to enhance the game's beauty. It also lessens any frustration, as enemy hitboxes are more clearly defined. Ikaruga can also be played through in a local co-op mode. It's good fun to play with a friend, although beyond having an ally with you, nothing really changes with regards to gameplay. More interestingly, is a mode in which you control 2 ships at once, with only one controller. The left joystick controls one ship, while the right controls the other. Needless to say, it is extremely difficult, to the point of frustration for a new player. Veterans of the game will appreciate the extra challenge though. Ikaruga is tough and unforgiving, requiring a dedication that's rarely needed in modern releases. Mistakes are punished harshly, and yet the game never feels unfair. Like all great games with a high difficulty, Ikaruga always makes it clear that your failures are due to a player error, something that can be overcome by mastering the gameplay. At only £7 from Steam, Ikaruga is an easy recommendation, both for new players and those that want to relive their experiences from over a decade ago.